good afternoon. I want to say thank you for coming, and welcome to all of you for just being here. We just are very appreciative, and so thank you. Long ago in our family, when all my kids were young, one of the verses I shared with them from the Bible is from Ecclesiastes. It says, whatever your hand finds to do, do it with all your might. And so that's something that I've watched kind of work into the hearts and minds of each of my children, and it's pretty exciting to see that. And you'll see that in Joel here this afternoon as well, and his training and effort that he's put into this recital. But also just want to share a little bit from a father's perspective. Over the last few weeks, a number of you who are parents who've had children graduating, it's certainly a moment to kind of reflect on the past and certainly look forward to the future. And one of my reflections has just been on the generosity of God, His overflowing kindness and grace and mercy on us. And so I want to start by just giving Him glory and praising Him, and really that's what our gifts are for anyway. And so just giving that little perspective. Also, I know Joel's going to say some things like this, but I want to express appreciation to all of you who have invested into Joel's life, and many of you are here who have done that, and so thank you so much. It's really amazing just to see what God can do in any given individual, and especially when there's a lot of great positive influence of people just kind of speaking into a person's life like you have. And so thank you to each and every one of you. We'll touch base about some details at the end of the recital, and so I'll be back up. But just one thing that you should note about the program is Joel's duet partner, Danny Penke, is here, but she actually has to go to work early, and so the very last song, which is the prayer, is going to become the fourth song, so she can get to work on time. So we appreciate Danny being here, and the two of them make a marvelous pair as far as their voices working together, and so I hope you'll enjoy that too. But enjoy the recital, and thanks for being here. And I want to invite Joel's piano teacher, Gail Marcus, to come and just share a few words and give us some perspective on the piano aspect of the recital. Thanks, Gail, for coming.
I was honored by Joel's family and by Joel to be asked to just say a few opening words. And I was honored to be able to be asked to be Joel's teacher when they first moved into town. Joel had studied with a Minnesota music teacher up in the Bemidji area, and so they sought out another MMTA teacher, and I was fortunate enough to be the one. I look forward to Joel coming to his lesson every week. And I think it'll become abundantly clear to you in pretty short order, if it has not already, that it seems to me that God stood a long while over Joel and poured out a very strong blessing. And Joel is a mature young man with a lot of character, and he did not let that blessing go for naught. I think he felt in a hurry God's call on his life, and to not take that for granted. So Joel was active in his school and in his church, and he is a strong student, and he's got a gifted musicianship about him. But I don't think he wants me to go on and gush about that, do you? So what I'm going to talk about here is that Joel's tenacity in most things that he does in the music world. When I brought up, would you like to do theory? Yes. Would you like to do this contest? Yes. Would you like to do composition? Yes. And so he went over all those things with a lot of gusto, to the point that in the piano exam area of things, which is sort of the well-rounded pianist exam in Minnesota. Joel worked his way up to the 10th level, which is the highest level that high schoolers achieve, and he got the highest score that he could get. I wish I had that certificate to give him, and I wish I had the check to give him that he will be receiving in the mail. But those things haven't come yet. They're just wrapping up the school season. But he will be getting a nice check for that and a nice certificate. Earlier this week, he was invited to attend the convention of the music teachers to receive an award as the highest score in the Minnesota Music Teachers Theory composition at the highest level of the theory exam that can be given. So he is your top theory winner in the state of Minnesota, so I think we should give him a round of applause. If you'll take out your programs, he also performed the 4 Bs, the Bach, the Beethoven, the Brahms, and the Bartok as part of a senior young artist program, which he performed that whole program for memory. And the program also served him well in his endeavors in auditioning for Wheaton College. And just very proud of the fact that he's going to be continuing at a great institution. And your piano skills are going to carry over into this composition world that you're hoping to get into. So, yeah, substantial program. Really, if you think about all that's here, it's almost a senior college piano recital. Very substantial and all memorized, which memorization was always tough for me, but Joel's, you got it down, Joel. Good. And then he is going to do some improvisation on Come Thou Fount, which I haven't even heard myself, so I'm excited to hear that. We'll hear him sing. I caught a glimpse of his singing with Mr. Nelson practicing the other day, so I get to sit back and enjoy the singing. And then the chanson is a composition that we worked on a little bit together, but he's got so many fun, creative ideas, and I'm just glad that you all get to share it. And Joel, the stage is all yours, and I'm just so proud of the work that you've done, and I know your family is too. So, Joel Stapleton.
The first piece I'll be doing is a prelude and fugue, which is quite appropriate, seeing that prelude usually starts off a concert or anything. So it's a prelude and fugue number 15 by Johann Sebastian Bach. next piece is a Brahms piece, and it's actually one of Gail's favorite pieces. Definitely your favorite Brahms piece. And it's intermezzo, which oftentimes is translated intermission, which kind of connects two pieces. But with Brahms, intermezzos are actually supposed to be like independent character pieces. And so a lot of Brahms intermezzos are said to reflect people's lives or the composer's life himself. And it's really a beautiful piece. piece I'm going to play is kind of resembling really God's giving us our spiritual gifts. It's called Come Thou Fount. And a lot of what I do, a lot of what God calls us to do with our gifts is to honor Him. And so one of the ways I've been able to do that is really to play piano in all the churches that I've lived at, or not lived at, attended. And so I know Adam, my worship pastor, has really taught me a lot about leading with our skills and worship and stuff. And so he's really been a great mentor. And so this is kind of my own arrangement of Come Thou Fount. I'd like to invite up Mr. Nelson and Danny Pankey, and we're going to be doing a duet that me and Danny worked up for a solo and ensemble called The Prayer. This is one of my favorite songs. I've always wanted to do it, and I was planning on doing it sometime during solo and ensemble, and then Danny came up to me and asked me, so that was really nice. So we worked it up, and how it works is Danny starts off in English, and then I come in Italian, and she literally says the same line in English, like translated from Italian, so that's really cool. Yep, so here it is, The Prayer.
Just where we
nel cuore resterà.
And hold it in our heart.
A ricordarci che
When stars go out each night.
l'eterna stella sei. Nella mia preghiera
Let this be our prayer.
want avere
When shadows fill our day.
lead us to a place.
Guide us with your grace. Give us faith so we'll be
saved. Sogniamo il mondo senza più violenza, un mondo di giustizia e di speranza. Ognuno Dio mai più vicino, simbolo di pace, di fraternità. La forza che ci dà
Yes, let us be kind.
nel desiderio
And
che
watch us from above.
ognuno trovi amore
We so will find.
nel corno dentro sé.
Another song to love. Let this be our prayer. Let this be our prayer.
Just like every child,
Just like every child, need to find a place. Guide us with your grace. Give us faith so we'll be safe. E la fede che hai ha senso in noi. Sento che ci salverà.
Next song is one that a solo I sang during the first time I got a lead in the high school musical. And the musical was Wizard of Oz, and I got to be the Tin Man. And I had quite the suit of armor going on when I was singing this. Luckily enough, we aren't doing the dance part today. That was really uncomfortable. But anyways, this is If I Only Had a Heart. When a man's an empty kettle, he should be on his mettle, and yet I'm torn apart. Just because I'm presuming that I could be kinda human if I only had a heart. I'd be tender, I'd be gentle, and awful sentimental regarding love and art. I'd be friends with the sparrows and the boy that shoots the arrows if I only had a heart. Picture me a balcony, above a voice sings low. Wherefore art thou, O Romeo? I hear a beat. How sweet just to register emotion, jealousy, devotion, and really feel the part. I would stay young and chipper, and I'd lock it with a zipper if I only had a heart. Next piece is is the piece I auditioned for All-State Men's Choir with. My junior year I auditioned, and then I was able to participate my senior year, thankfully. And a lot of that was contributed to Mr. Nelson encouraging me. And I actually didn't have my words down until the last day when I auditioned. And so I learned from Mr. Nelson that it's good to get your words memorized early, because that's what he always encourages us to do.
And this is why I have no hair.
Not just me. He didn't have hair.
La donne mobile, qual più marvento, muta d'argento e di pensiero, sempre un'amabile, qual più marvento, levanta in riso e menzioniero. La donna è mobile, qual più marvento, muta d'argento e di pensiero. E sempre misero chiali s'affida, chi le confida mal cauto il cuore, pur mai non sentesi felice a pieno, chi su quel seno non li va amore. La donna è mobile, qual più malvento, muta d'argento e di pensiero. E di pensiero. E di pensiero.
The next piece is a German piece called Ich Krolle nicht, and it's I'll Not Bear a Grudge, and it's the piece I did for Solo and Ensemble Contest this year.
And the translation's on the back.
Oh, and the translation's on the back.
Ich krolle nicht, und wenn das Herz auch bricht, ich verlor es lieb, ich verlor es lieb, ich krolle nicht, ich krolle nicht, und wenn das Herz in die Diamanten ragt, es wird kein Strahl in deines Herzens lagt, das weiß ich längst. Ich krolle nicht, und wenn das Herz arg bricht, und sah dich ja im Traume, und sah die Nacht in deines Herzens Raume, und sah die Schlange dir am Herzensfries. Ich sah mein Lieb, wie sehr du elend bist. Ich nicht, ich grolle nicht.
When I auditioned for a composition major at the Wheaton Conservatory, I had to write 3 pieces for them to analyze, well, no, just to look at and see if they wanted to keep me or throw me out. And so this is one of the pieces I wrote, and it's called Chanson pour les jeunes, and the pronunciation might be different, but we'll see. And translated, it means song for youth. And so here it is. These next 2 pieces are sort of together, but they're part of a 6 dances in Bulgarian rhythm by Bela Bartok, and they're actually separate in the actual order, but we just put them together because we did both of them. nice thing about that is you don't know if I played any wrong notes. This is the last piece that I'm going to do, and it's one movement of the Beethoven Sonata. I think it's number 2, but I'm not sure. And I just wanted to give a few thank yous first. Thank you to Gail Marcus, my piano teacher, for really supporting me, and even when I came in with doing like 10 minutes of practice a week, she still was very nice with me and stuff. And I'd like to thank my parents for supporting me financially, going all to those contests, and transportation, and just encouraging me in my gifts. And I'd like to thank Mr. Nelson for giving me opportunities in high school, whether it's leads in the musical or just mentoring me with solos or encouraging me to join All-State or audition for All-State. And I'd like to thank Adam's another person I'd really like to thank for really developing my skills in leading musically and just mentoring me as a Christian. And I'd like to thank Mr. Pashi too, but he's at marching band right now, but he also helped a lot with me. And this last one's the first movement of a Beethoven Sonata.
you again for coming, and just wanted to share a few more things with you about what's happening after here during the party. You may not know it, but Joel has been composing on the computer as well. Years ago we bought him a program called Fruity Loops, and using the keyboard he's created all kinds of techno music. And so he's, I don't know, maybe 50 different pieces or so that he's created, and we've selected maybe a dozen today for you to listen to if you want to. Back on the east wall of the Commons there's a laptop that will be playing Joel's original pieces that are techno music. So some of them I really like, and others I'm like, oh, interesting. So, and just to find out a little bit more how interesting this brain of his works, in the back northwest corner there's another laptop with animations that he created when he was in late grade school up into junior high. And they are as random and as silly as you can possibly imagine. So you have to stop by that little corner over there and just enjoy those. And there's also some videos mixed in that he and his brother Luke were in on.
Also good.
And what's that?
So they're also good.
Man, they're also good, yeah. And they all have that essential element that the male gene needs, and that's a little bit of violence in it. So that's a little bit of that too, and you'll have a lot of fun over there if you want to. There's food straight down the middle, and coffee on the wall there. Anything else, Marcy, you want me to share? And there's lawn games out on the lawn, and also some seating out on the lawn as well. We hope that you'll stay and enjoy it as long as you want to, and thank you so much for coming. Maybe another round of applause for Joel. And he will meet you out by the pictures there. So thanks for coming.